Alright, what's going on, everybody? Norris here, back with another Elevator Music, episode 56. First, I want to say appreciate all the listens, the likes and the views, subscriptions, everything. All you guys helping me out, supporting me, giving my music like plays and all of that. Anything you guys could do to help me, support me, telling a friend about my music or a family member, or you know what I mean, passing on the message that I'm doing this, like, that's helping me a whole lot. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are helping me a whole lot, making me want to work harder and make better music. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's helped me a whole lot. I'm gonna keep going hard for you guys. This is a very popular topic, popular album. Travis Scott, a lot of you guys know who this guy is. This is a rapper from Houston, Texas, a rapper slash producer. I think he's a better producer than a rapper. It's the first album since the last like crazy messed up Astro World performance that he was running. 10 different people died. Super tragic, very sad story that all of that happened, and all of those people lost their lives during this crazy ass performance that he was running. It's probably more to this, but I think it was like 50,000 people in like one small like area, super crowded. So it's just very unfortunate all of that happened. It's been like 3 years since that happened. To this point, he's now dropped a new album. I'm gonna break down the album. I'm gonna go through every track. Travis Scott, producer slash rapper that was sort of trained by Kanye West. He's like affiliated with Kanye West and kind of like a prodigy. I'm not saying that concert made Travis Scott famous, because he was pretty damn famous before that. This made him even more famous, I feel like. Added more anticipation to this album. It's very strange how everything happened, but all that stuff that happened on that show, I think it made this album a little more popular and added a little more anticipation towards this album's release. And the numbers are kind of going crazy. It's got like millions and millions of listens on every single song. It's kind of a sketchy situation with like that happening. He takes like 2 years off and then comes with this album. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a business tactic or a strategy or anything, but I'll leave it at that. I won't say too much about that. But I'm breaking this album down track by track. So I gave every track, and I just finished listening to the album. I have the rating already in my head, but I'll give the rating after I break down every song. So the first song, Hyena, I believe it's pronounced Hyena. He's trying to hiatus and hyena. I think he's trying to put those two words together. I like the beat. I think it's a good first song to drop. Definitely did it there. Very unique sound, you know, but I'm not too surprised. Travis Scott, he's really good at making beats that you've never heard before. He's gonna keep the same like techniques that make beats popular in the first place, based off of like the era of time that we're in, and he knows how to like make it fresh and unique sounded so that you know that it's Travis Scott that made the beat. The second song, Thank God. This beat's, it's a little bit okay. I think the first beat's a little bit better, but this beat's decent. And I got like something to say about the instrumentation of this album, how this album was designed. But like I'll say it after I go through the track listing. Modern Jam. It reminds me of like an 80s style beat. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like something the Run DMC would basically use. So I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but just the style of the beat, just very like old sounding to me. The beat's okay, but it's just Next track, My Eyes, which I think Travis Scott does a little bit better job lyrically on this song, featuring Lil Yachty. He takes there's a lot of different artists that are featured in this album. A lot of artists that no one's really heard before, and a lot of famous artists that like people just know worldwide. So Lil Yachty's one of the famous rappers that's featured in this album. I thought he did a good job. I like the beat switch up. Travis Scott's not the most lyrical rapper. He's more well known for his producing and his like song and music making. Like he does good job at like making singing riffs, and his pitch control is very good. His use of auto-tune is very good. He knows how to sing, so he's good at like a lot of those things. He's not so much of a rapper, you know what I mean? Like he's not like J. Cole or like Kendrick. You get what I'm saying? God's Country, That's track 5. Cool sample. I really like the sample on this one. It makes the beat very unique. Sirens, the beats start to get a little bit better, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like on the second track it starts off a little slow, but by the time you get to Sirens, the 6th track, the beats start to pick up. Next track, Meltdown. I think Drake does a really good job on this track. I think his style and voice fits the beat perfectly, and Travis Scott does a pretty good lyrical job too. Even though he's not known for his lyrics, he does a good job here. Beats just crazy, you know what I mean? Like I like a lot of the beats on here. Fiend, next track, number 8. This track I feel like I'm gonna like a little bit better later on as I give it more listens. I think it's a good performance song. So when he does his like tours and he does a performance, I think this is a great song to perform. It's gonna get the crowd like hyped up and wild up. The next song, Delestro or whatever. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't really like this song. I'm gonna just like be straight up with it. I don't like the beat. I think this song is made for like electronic dubstep style like sets, more so than like a hip hop set. Yeah, so it's a little too experimental for me. Like I don't like it. Number 10, I Know. Another song that sounds sort of like a Drake song. Drake would make basically. Travis does a good job at singing in this song. Musically, he does a really good job at like arranging all the instruments and the vocals in the right places to make the song better as a whole. So I really appreciate that. And another good beat, Utopia Twins. I think 21 Savage destroys this track. I think 21, he smashes this track into pieces, bro. I don't really like anything else about this track. I think the beat's just alright. 21 made the beat better. It's not my favorite. I like a lot of the other beats more than this one, but yeah, 21 kills that shit. Circus, Maximus. This beat I think was cool. Very, very cool beat. Very experimental, fresh sounding. Kind of reminds me of like a beat that Kanye West would make, or just like a song that Kanye West would make as a whole. Parasail, it's more of like a skit song. Travis Scott, he's kind of like pouring his emotions out, while this like very spacey, droney type of beat is just like going through the track. He's just kind of like spilling his emotions out, just kind of like moving through the song like gracefully. You know, it's not too much. It's not like a song. Schizo, bad beat. I don't like this track at all. The feature, I think it's West Side Gun. I think the feature is West Side Gun, if I'm not mistaken. Travis Scott doesn't do it, like, I don't think he does a good job lyrically on this track. I think it's a track that could have been removed from the album, and the album could have been better as a whole. I think it's one of those tracks. The beat's just, I don't like the beat at all. Lost Forever. Now, the beat is way better on this track. It was made by Alchemist, so Travis Scott didn't even produce this one. The first thing that comes to my mind is how good the beat is on this track, Lost Forever. The beat sounds kind of like a beat that Kanye would make. This is probably Travis Scott's best song in terms of lyrics. This is lyrically, this is his best song, 100%. He turns into a rapper on this song. The next song, Love, another cool beat. I think this one was produced by Kid Cudi and Pharrell. Like, I'm a huge Kid Cudi fan, and I'm a huge Pharrell fan. So this is right up my alley. This song is right up my alley. It's not too like rap. Still a great song that I can listen to. I won't get bored of. K-pop. So number 17, K-pop. This is his most famous popular song right now. It's sitting at 48 million plays right now, which is fucking crazy. Like, bro, like what? He released this shit 5 days ago, man. This song's already at 48 million listens. That's crazy to me, but I think part of that is because he involves like another language in the song. I think it's Korean. It could be Korean because K-pop, right? But yeah, it's very culturally charged. This is a song that people worldwide can listen to. I can see this song getting worldwide attention, not just because of the name, but just because of how the song is made. It's made to be performed. It's a very performy type of song, you know what I mean? Where you need like some big ass speakers and you just need a large amount of people. I can see what Travis Scott's doing with that one, and a lot of the other songs that he has on here, they're made more for performing rather than to just like sit down on your bed or your chair and vibe out and listen to. Next song, Telekinesis. Number 18, another song that I feel like is suited for a live performance, which is like, it's a smart idea to make your music like that, right? If you're making a lot of your money off of your performances, which Travis Scott is doing, it's definitely not a bad idea to make your songs for performing rather than to just like vibe out and listen to. That song is made for performances, right? It's built to be performed in front of like a stadium full of people. It's the same thing with K-pop and the song Telekinesis and other songs on this album. Travis Scott makes a lot of songs that are perfect for performing in front of thousands of people. So, and then the last track, Till Further Notice. This is the outro track of the album, the last one, which I thought was done very well. I think it's like the perfect track to end the album with, kind of like singing his way through his rap verse to kind of end the album. I guess the emotions that he received off of that performance, Astro World performance, the backlash that he got just from like the deaths of the fan, like the 10 people that died. I think the backlash that he got from running the show and like not stopping it and just the whole controversy behind it, a lot of the emotions came from that situation, and he poured it out through the last track in his lyrics and just overall with like the feeling of the song with like the beat. That's kind of what I got from that last track, but it's a perfect song to use to end the album. That's all 19 songs of this album here, Utopia by Travis Scott album, in terms of like anticipation and like in terms of like people waiting on this album. I know this, he has a lot of fans, a lot of people know who this guy is, and they've been waiting for this album. It's finally dropped. I thought the album was good. I want to say a little bit worse. I guess it's what I thought it was going to be. I was expecting an album full of songs that's made to like perform. So I'll say that much, because Travis Scott, he's a performing type of artist that likes to do like world tours. He's the kind of artist that likes to perform in front of a bunch of people, right? So I'm thinking that the album's going to be full of songs that are made to be performed, rather than making songs for like hip-hop heads to like really take in and listen to like the metaphors and like it's nothing like that. It's more of an album that's set to go on a world tour with and to perform in front of a bunch of people with. And that's what I expected, because Travis Scott is that type of artist. He's not like an underground rapper. He's more of like a pop-ish style rapper, kind of like Drake in a way, sort of. So what I've heard is what I expected. It's not better than I expected it was going to be, and it's not worse. It's what I expected it to be. And it's not a bad thing. I was hoping that it would be better than what I expected, and it didn't. It's just like there's a lot of beats on here and a lot of tracks that I feel like could have been removed from the album, and it would have made the album better. He could have involved better features. He has like the Alchemist on it and Drake, but he could have got like J. Cole, could have got like JID. Travis Scott's like, he's rich and he's famous, so I mean, I don't think the price would have been too much to get like the right type of rappers to be featured on the album to make the album better as a whole. I think the beats were made really well. I think the beats are the best part of the album. I think the beats is what will give the album a higher rating from me. The songs where he's rapping, I think he did a decent job, but he's not the best rapper, so I give the album an 85 out of 100. He featured better rappers on the album. I think I would give it a 90. And if he removed like 3 or 4 of the songs off the album where I feel like they don't belong in the album, if he had like maybe 15 songs instead of 19 songs, removing the songs that I feel like weren't the best, I would have gave the album like a 90 out of 100, or maybe a little bit higher than that. I'll keep it at 85. I feel like an 85 is a good rating for it. There's a lot of beats that were made where I've never heard. Like, I never heard this before. The style is just so fresh and so unique. Yeah, like a lot of the ideas in terms of beat making were very fresh ideas that I feel like a lot of other producers might take notes. A lot of the songs on this album might change the way hip-hop's made in the future. That I can respect a whole lot. Yeah, it's just the album wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. It also wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So 85 I think is a good rating to give it. Travis Scott, one of my favorite artists, despite all the controversy behind that Astroworld incident and all that, despite all of that, he's still one of my favorite artists to listen to. I guess that's all I gotta say about this album. Travis Scott, Utopia, he shouldn't have made it 19 tracks. Honestly, it could have been like 16 or 15 tracks, and I think this thing would have been a classic. But tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment letting me know if I was wrong for my review if you thought it was better or if you thought it was worse. 85 I thought was a good rating to give it. That's it for this episode, Elevator Music. I'm Looper Norris. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching the video. Really do appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next track that I'm releasing, Photobomb, coming up very soon. And stay tuned for more content. I'm out of here. Looper Norris.